Hey, everybody. Top of the top, and welcome to Spiked Coffee with that girl, Henny. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody. Let's see how that sounds when I put that on. I want to say thank you to everybody who has been a part of the Spiked Coffee with Henny that I've been doing. Let me see if I can bring this down just a little bit because I don't like y'all being that high up. I don't want y'all in my face, but I'm just saying, y'all too far up. Y'all still seem too far up for me. Like the camera is up too high, but I don't have a way to bring y'all down. Can y'all hear me good? I'm trying to figure where I can put y'all. Where can I put y'all? I guess I'm gonna have to hold y'all for now. Y'all too close. Does it sound good or does it sound distorted? Okay, I sound fine. All right. So thank you. Like I was saying, thank you everybody who has been a part of this Spike Coffee in the Morning thing that I'm doing. I'm actually enjoying getting up in the morning, having little conversations and little think tanks with y'all. Yes, let's pour up, boo. Um, hey Ari Mac. Hey to live. King Dre is up in here. Tink Tink. Paulie. Beyonce's lace front. Xavier, Keisha, Sabrina, Miss Penny. Hey, all of y'all coming in. So thank you guys for supporting. Wack on the internet saying he knew Dell was snitching before he put him on the phone with Luce. And also he knew SKG was lying, but let it all play out. Now, I don't know about Dell because he didn't. Oh, you talking about Dell. Dale is Dale because there's Dell Dog and then there's Dale. I know. I did a video on that. Did you see my video? Did you see my video, Super Dub Nation? It was a long one that I did last night. I haven't done a long video, like 3-hour video in a very long time, but this is the first time I caught the live show. Well, this is the first time you've been up early in the morning enough to catch it. So, hey, Evelyn. Hey, Jackson J. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Amo Smiles. So last night, let's talk about it, okay? Because we here for a good time, not a long time. Remember, this is just Spike Coffee, and coffee hour is not all day long, even though you could have coffee all day long. You feel me? So I was reading through Big U's paperwork last night, and I got a little disturbed because I know and I understand how things can be stacked up against people. I literally, if you watched the video and you were on when my son called, it's no secret that my son is also in Click Click City himself. No, he's not in the feds, but when I tell y'all that I deal with people, incarcerated people, my loved ones, I mean that. My dad was in and out, baby father was in the feds. I know a little something. I don't know everything, and what I don't know, I'm not afraid to ask, right? So last night, when my son and I were talking, I said, we know how they stack stuff in paperwork because they were trying to throw extra cases on my son. I watched them literally try to set my son up. So I understand how when I say anybody can lie, it is what it is, okay? Now, when it comes down to Big U, yes, they have some things on wiretap, but there's a lot of victim one statement. And I hope that they are not relying on victim one, because victim one is not a credible source of information if you ask me. See, if I were a Fed, which I'm not, I've done too much, been around too much to ever even go into law enforcement in any type of way. So let's get that out the way. But if I were a Fed, I would not want an informant that is doing quid pro quo, meaning they're doing something to get something. I'm giving you this if you give me this, right? I wouldn't want someone that's doing that. as far as I want some time off my case. I done committed these crimes. I want time off my case, possibly not even have to serve jail time. I want this to go away. So I'm going to hang somebody else out to dry to save myself. That's a rat. I would trust the word of a citizen than I would over somebody who's doing it for the wrong reasons. Case in point, Dale Morrison is every sense of the word of his nickname, a monster in my eyes. Anybody that takes advantage of young girls is a monster. And I don't give a damn. I know some people will say, but Henny, you know, some of these young girls be out here and they be fast. Guess what? Just like we know them young girls is out there and was fast, and some of us were young girls that were out there fast, and some of y'all dudes dealt with young girls who was out there fast. And I'm not saying in no funny type of way. I'm just saying, you 15 years old, why you got another 15-year-old girl knowing what to do like an adult? So that's what I mean by fast. But you have these men and these adults, because it's not even just men. There's women out here too that prey on the young. Dale Morrison is one of those. Oh, you know, I'm good. So thank you for asking. So that type of a person, in my eyes, should never be a person who gets any type of time cut, any type of leniency ever. Ever. Anyone who's done anything to a child, if a child is not of legal age in the eyes of the law, the legal age of consent varies. So let's look that up real quick while we're talking. Matter of fact, let's do this. What's the legal age of consent in the state of California?
The legal age of consent in California is 18 years old. This
So,
answer is from mycriminaldefenseattorney.com.
So now, if the legal age of consent is 18, that means that they are saying that anything under 18 cannot legally consent. You understand? So if you've got juveniles, which mean that they are under the age of 18, out here working the strip or the track, the stroll, how is that not a charge of some form of pedophilia? I'm asking. I'm asking a question. He said, but Ari, we're all weird. That's a part of our personality. Keep it cute or you'll be put on mute. You get warned before you get goned. I just think it's funny how Wack can do all this clubhouse shit, never get picked up, but they going after Big U. The shit Wack does on Clubhouse should be a RICO. Facts. Listen, the stuff that Wack has been online running his mouth about should have gotten a lot of people jammed up in a lot of different RICOs by now. You good? All he does is snitch on people. Now, when he sat up there on that Adam and Wack show, which I have never sat down and broke down, I have to, though. I'm going to have to start breaking it down into sections and going piece by piece with it. But when he sat up there on No Jumper with Adam and said that he has never told anything that was not public record, he's a goddamn lie. And I know that to be a fact. And I also know that he's used my verbiage. Oh, yes. Because that's what I've been saying. When people have come in my lives and said, oh, you snitching, reading the paperwork, you snitching. How am I snitching if I'm reading paperwork that's readily available to anybody? It's public record. So if it's public record, it ain't snitching. Snitching is telling stuff that don't nobody know about and ain't no paperwork on yet. Or the paperwork is not readily available to the public yet. And if you have paperwork that's not readily available to the public yet, you either A, are involved in the case, or B, you are a snitch. You snitching. As far as Dale, Loose, and Wack getting on the phone together, I believe that was the meeting of 3 snitches. Loose Cannon was picked up 8 months before whenever that broadcasted live on Clubhouse or wherever it was. He had already been picked up by the feds out there in Riverside. Are you sure he was picked up by the feds and not by the police, the regular Riverside police? I don't know, because you know Wack be lying sometimes. But if he was picked up by the feds and let go and you talking about this big U stuff, then how is you sitting up here talking about your homegirl told you 9 months ago? Remember when he got on No Jumper and he said that he knew 9 months ahead of time that a 50-page indictment was coming down on Big U? But then last night we listened to a phone call, and in the phone call it said that Luce had got picked up 8 months before that phone call happened. Is it connected? Is that how you knew that this was coming down? Because Luce was put back out here to work? Was the plan all along? Remember, this is a think tank. Okay, we just conversing. This is what Spike Coffee in the Morning is about. It's about us conversing. Was it the plan to have Loose Cannon come out here and say all this defamatory stuff to try to get a reaction out of Big U, to get him to say something online to incriminate himself, but it ain't work? Could that have been a possibility? I wonder. That's a fact, Major. Everybody going on that show is self-snitching. Yep, it's all on the internet. Why? Because he recorded it. That part. Hey, Gold Digger. Have a great day, Be More. Girl, don't say that in here. Thank you, Bay Gibson. So now Wack is saying he been knew Luce was a liar. Right. Just like we been knew you was a liar too. Henny Glasses in the chat. If you been knew Wack was a liar, why are we not surprised? But now you sitting up here. Now see, this is the part that I don't understand. And this is where you, the people, you said I'm no liar. You not Loose. Yeah, see, Smoked Out. Salute to Smoked Out. Everybody go follow his new channel, please. Here's the thing though, right? Y'all gonna take a trip with me. Y'all gonna see a little bit of the inside of what I like to call Henny Studios. Is still under construction, so don't y'all come for me. So I'm still trying to get it together in here. But I have my own little, it's not a she shed. It's a Henny Studios. Thank you. It's Henny Studios in the backyard. So I could be loud. But here's where you, the people, come into play at. Because if this man is out here on the internet, right, talking about he been knew loose cannon was a liar, but he continued to work with loose cannon, display loose cannon everywhere, run loose cannon's narratives, and the whole 9 yards. That means his credibility should be shot. He shouldn't be a credible source of anything. Not that he was a credible source of anything to those of us who already know that he's full of. Where we at? Are we 15 minutes in? Not a credible source of information. He's never been for anybody who knows that he's full of shit. But what I don't understand is why we keep talking about this man. I'm asking myself that question, and I'm asking all of y'all. Why do we keep showing this man any type of anything when he keeps showing us he ain't shit? So he basically came out to the world and said, I'm going to put a liar in front of y'all face and y'all going to run with it. Salute to Gangland Gang. That's what he basically did. He just said, by saying I been knew Loose was a liar, even if that was a play, even if he just lying, he basically said, I put a liar in front of y'all face and y'all ran with it. That's what he said. I put a liar in front of y'all face and y'all blew him up. So now do we, the people, hold ourselves accountable for that? I'm asking a genuine question. Hey, everybody coming in. Apparently, he got famous off of stealing somebody else's name because guess what? We knew that there was a real loose cannon. Street TV exposed it. I talked about it. Other content creators talked about it. But we still kept calling him Loose Cannon. Well, I started calling him Loose Coochie Ashley. Smoked Out TV started calling him Short Bus Loose. But at the same time, in the meantime and in between time, he didn't just steal that man's name. He stole that man's accolades as well. So much so that he can't even use his own name. The real Loose Cannon can't even use his name. He can't use Loose Cannon no more. He stole that man's identity and career. They better add identity theft to that federal indictment. I'm for real. Add identity theft to that federal indictment because that should be a crime the way that boy did that man. That man worked to get his name up. Yeah, I seen where he said that Loose Cannon fake. I mean that 600 is faking as a police. Whatever. Damn, for real on 6-0. I'm done. I'm not. You know what?
It's crazy, man. LAPD just called me. I guess y'all gonna find out some shit today. I'm gonna call them back though. Get my workouts in. Hold on. Hello? Christopher. What's up, man? What's going on? This is Officer Johnson. I just wanted to let you know the fellas over at the station have a little something for you. Like, what you mean? We got a little gift for you. Why don't you come by? All right. Come by the station. All right, bet. All right. I'll be there. 10-4. All right. So that be that bullshit, bro. That's that bullshit. Going up in here, you never know what's going on. I'm sweating, man.
That's what. Come on back here, man.
Oh, man. I'm sweating, boy. Man, it's ugly for me. I hope they ain't really like, I'll give you, man. Okay. Give me an LAPD with a diamond. I say 600. 14 karat gold. Okay. What? 600. Keep going. Yeah. All right. So it's official now, y'all. Okay. Rappers out the hat. Let's go. The rappers out the hat.
Now,
see y'all soon, man. Y'all see that big Kool-Aid smell? Hey, listen. I'm trying to get a 500,000 raise too. Let me say something else.
who does this?
All right. So it's official now, y'all. Okay. Rappers out the hat.
Who does this? Who does that? That does say the police department, right? We will never know if this is true or not. But
see y'all soon, man. Y'all see that big Kool-Aid smell? Hey, listen. I'm trying to get a 500,000 raise too. Let me say something else. There's nothing wrong with people, changing their life.
I just wanted to show that because we don't usually show content over here. Right, exactly, gang. You took the words right out my head. He too comfortable playing with them boys. And you walking out of the police department with a police hat on and nobody says nothing to you about impersonating a cop. Granted, we didn't see him walk into the building. But you playing with them police. You too comfortable with this. You way too comfortable with this. I'm not even involved in any activities or around anybody who is involved in any activities, but I would never want to go voluntarily play at the police station. Ever. And then you going to get you a chain that got 600 on it and it says keep going. Like, why would you even mark yourself like that? Like, who wants to play with that? I don't know nobody who gonna play at the police station for a skit, for clout, for none of that. Especially when you playing in a temperament. I don't know anybody that would lean into a narrative about them being the police. I would never lean into the narrative of being a police. If people start calling you a police officer saying you working with them boys, usually what people do is they try to clear their name, right or wrong. I wouldn't be leaning into that saying, oh yes, I'm a cop. Blah 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 blah. That's illegal. I I thought it was illegal for you to impersonate the police. Probably have a whole camera and speaker in that diamond to listen in on all conversations and take pics. Probably. He's saying that's a Walmart chain. Anyone can get someone. Find that Walmart, please. Well, let's see, shall we? You know, we don't usually pull content on spiked coffee, but it seems like that's what we doing right now. They do have them. They do have them. But I don't see none that look like the one he got. Yeah, no, I'm good. Exactly, Gam. We don't play them games. He knows he's somebody there that allowed him to come do that. Reggie Wright could be how he was able to pull this off. That's a fact. Because let me tell you something. This right here, this chain, when you look at it, now first of all, this is fake. This is fake right here. This is fake. You see the rear view mirror? This is fake. That's fake. Then you outside the police station with a fake police hat on, with this thing around your neck. There's somebody over here walking by. It's gang goofy. My shirt says I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. Regardless to whether it was a fake play or not, you don't play like that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Isn't that part of what undercovers get? Don't undercovers get some type of small little medallion thing instead of that big old chain? Don't they have? That's police stuff. I wouldn't. It don't even matter. I would never do that. And what I have seen at Walmart does not match what he got from what I saw. there's a lot of conspiracy theories that we could spin with. We could spin a lot. We could spin a lot. We could spin a lot of narratives. Where's that chain at now? It is. Let's look that up. Impersonating a police officer. Let's see how that looks. Let's get the information for ourselves. Impersonating a police officer. This often includes wearing a police uniform or displaying a fake badge. A conviction is punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000 in the state of California, right? Impersonating a peace officer is a misdemeanor level offense. Those convicted can be sentenced up to 180 days in jail. And this is under California Penal Code. Extensive court fines, mandatory community service, or community labor and other conditions of probation that a judge may deem appropriate. It's a false impersonation of an officer or an employee of the United States in any element of both offenses. Where's the charge for that? Oh, yeah. I pinned that. Jackson J's mommy. Okay, now most states have laws that make it a crime to impersonate someone else, mainly when conducting business or performing government functions. But when that impersonation extends to pretending to be a federal officer, agent, or employee, it becomes a federal crime. When it comes down to all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if 600 is the handler, the officer that oversees Wack, or Wack is the handler of 600 and became the handler of Loose Cannon and became the handler of Dale Morrison. He too comfortable talking about being able to pick up the phone and call Dale. Who the hell still does business with somebody who is a federal agent? That's just like that meat shit. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all felt the way when I was reading the paperwork, and I was just reading the paperwork. If you gonna work, have somebody who's doing work, you're gonna be cool with somebody that you know is doing work. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. You said I can call him and picked up your phone and called him. And not only did you pick up your phone and call him, you picked up your phone and recorded him. The dude said I can't be on a recorded line when they was on the phone together, but you already on a recorded line. Oh, was that the bat signal to let them know that your phone was hotter than fish grease on 105 summer day, 5-degree summer day? I don't know the gun license, the gun laws for California, but if you have a pistol permit, if you are an armed license, if you are, he can't walk around with a gun out, even with a pistol permit, with a permit to carry. Okay, goddess. I was waiting. I don't know if people typing or what, but at the end of the day, this is nasty work. And I feel like I hold myself accountable to a degree for helping to elevate these people to the levels and helping to expand their platforms. He can, but he can't be out like gotcha. And the thing is, I don't, even though we are exposing them, what are we really exposing? Because it seems like the more we expose them, the more traction they get. I think it's time to shut them down. But the problem is, if some people, if they stop talking about them, they won't have a platform anymore, because that's what they've dedicated their platform to. So how do we, the people, wean off of these topics and stop giving them? Hey, Sherm, top of the top, Sinatra Cash. How do we stop giving them traction? Salute to Pasadena. Pasadena, the Bay, all of y'all, salute, salute, salute. To the west, the east, the north, and the south. Salute to everybody. Salute to those over across the waters and international waters tapping in and tuning in, whether you on the live or the replay. Salute to all of y'all. So now what do we do? How do we shut them down? How do we stop giving them this traction? Because that's what we need to stop doing. Look at this female. Look at this girl, SKG. What makes her relevant? But I'm about to crack everybody's head open. Let me see if y'all, how many people actually saw it. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all watched the whole video that I did last night, the whole live. Because I talked about SKG. I talked about Dale Morrison, but I also pulled paperwork on them. Spiked coffee and my blunt. I'm good. I know that's right, Sherm. Because I'm about to chop that video down and I'm going to put the SKG part up there. And I'm going to put the Dale Morrison portion of the video up there. Because, okay, we've talked about it and all of that, but I showed y'all paperwork. And I showed y'all his case file inside of the Pacer. And how many times he got an end of sentence. That's crazy work to me. The girl, SKG, talking about how terrified she was. But I showed you paperwork that we pulled on her too. That make you side-eye everything. So it's like, yeah, this right here is nasty work all the way around. And Wack just lining himself up with people that keep trying to line up Big U. At the end of the day, this girl, SKG, is not even mentioned nowhere near in that paperwork. But she out here talking and yapping. And I think she's out here talking and yapping to become a witness on the case. Not only that, Wack, if he's not pulled into the case as a suspect or something, he don't go down in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion for this, I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar and all the dollars on top of it that he would end up being a witness. That they're going to reach out to him to be a witness in somebody's case, be it Loose Cannon's case, be it Big U, somebody. He has embedded himself too deeply into these topics, into these conversations, into this paperwork he's mentioned in the paperwork. Like, I don't know. Is Adam now telling Wack that he's on the line? Is this whole change in narrative for Wack because he knows his time is coming and he's trying to disassociate himself so that he don't get pulled into anything? Salute to Muddy Waters. Is that what he's trying to do? Is he trying to backpedal off of everybody? Is he now saying that, oh, he knew Luce was lying, so that way if he gets called into court, nobody is looking at him side-eye like, yo, you turned on your mans. You went in there and became a witness. But here's the thing. If he go into that courthouse and he get on that stand and he put his hand on that Bible and he swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help him God, and he sit down and he start talking and running his mouth, you're a rat. If you don't get picked up on this case, you are working. You are working. And And as an informant, you cannot be this close to the cases so publicly. You have to try to separate yourself from the case. You have to. So he was probably informed by his handler, you need to clean this mess up. You did too much in the public eye. You need to clean this mess up. So now he out here trying to clean this mess up, because if he don't, there ain't gonna be no way that they could save him and keep him out here on the streets. They're gonna have to take him in too. So now he got to try to backpedal his way out of this to disassociate himself and make it seem like he was just setting him up. But then you sitting up here setting him up. Does he not realize that no matter what he does right now, he has backed himself into a corner? And he backed himself into a corner so good that no matter which way he turned, it's going to look bad for you no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you try to wiggle your way out or chew your leg off so you could get off of that glue trap. You done stepped in it and you are on the glue trap and the public eye is on you hard. But now what do we do as consumers of content and creators of content to stop their motion? We could flag pages. And let me just let you know something. I have heard people have tried to flag pages and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. Page is still there. He might be snitching on everybody for immunity. Say that. The crazy thing is, though, y'all do know that Reggie Wright was outed without really being outed as working, cooperating with, talking to the feds. Y'all know that, right? Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all know that. Follow me and throw your tornadoes in the chat after you throw them Henny Glasses if you heard that. Go, you heard that. Let me see if I can find that recording to play it for y'all. Because here's the spin of the day for this live. Here's the spin. Let's follow the connection. You haven't heard it?
And I think it's probably a good way to. Why didn't you ever come knocking on the door and talk to me? You saw the 302s on me before, right? You know that I was an open book, cooperate. Why you never came?
You know that I was an open book, cooperating. Let's run this back again.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Reg. Why didn't you ever come knocking on my door and talk to me? You saw the 302s on me before, right? You know that I was an open book, cooperate. Why you never came and just said, hey, Reggie, I want to talk to you about these things. You want me to answer? I knew. You want me to answer? Hold on. Oh, Reggie, if that's your question, do you want me to honestly answer it? Yes, sir. You sure? Because I'm trying to protect you from yourself here. No, go ahead. Okay.
You want me to honestly answer that? You sure? Because I'm trying to protect you here. I don't know why your lives are disappearing. Well, I mean, why your comments are disappearing. I see your comments.
Okay, we did talk to you, Reggie,
and it's documented. Okay. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Yes. This is what I'm trying to explain to you, Reggie. Whether you remember things or don't remember things, I don't have control over. Okay? Yes, it's documented. Okay? Now, here's a good way. So I want to kind of segue out of this because I am trying to protect you. Okay? You understand that the FBI, and I think that's probably a good way to end this part of the discussion.
Okay.
Back then, when I was working this case, there were two types of sources that the FBI had. They had the kind of source, we called them a 270 source. And that basically meant it was somebody that was trying to work off a beef, like they had been, arrested for drugs, or let's say they were in prison. Which
Kevin Hackey was. Make sure you let people know.
Slow down. No, slow down. I didn't say that. And a 270 source is somebody that's willing to testify. They're willing to get a break on whatever the situation they're caught up in, and to try to get a break, they're willing to testify. They have to testify, or we would not open them up as 70 source. Okay? Period.
Now that's one source that he talks about. He's getting ready to talk about another source.
The other type of source is what we call the 137 source, and that's somebody that's not willing to testify, and we will never divulge their information, and we will never state whether they were an FBI source or not. And the reason for that is for a couple reasons. One, it's not only to protect the source, but two, it's to show sources out there that when the FBI gives their word, when they want somebody to cooperate, if that person is willing to cooperate, but they don't want anybody to know that they're cooperating, they don't want anybody to know the kind of information they're providing, or what the reasons are that they are providing the information and cooperating, that we will never divulge their name. That includes even in front of a judge. Okay?
137 confidential source is a person whose information will never be exposed. Not even to the judge. They will never testify in court. Their name will never show up in paperwork. This is a ghost source, basically. Like they like to come up with ghost packs and ghost sticks. Okay? Ghost straps. Ghost blowers. These are ghost sources. And this guy said, remember the beginning. You sure you want me to? I'm trying to protect you here. He's trying to protect him from exposing himself. Let's continue.
Now that's a pretty strong relationship that the FBI would have with what we call the 137 source back then. Okay? You understand that? You understand the distinctions between the two, right?
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Okay. Let's just leave this right now then, that at first you didn't think that you'd ever met with me. And now you
said you was LJ partner. LJ? If you was LJ partner, then I agree that I met with you before.
Okay. You know what? For your own, Reggie, you got to trust me on this. For your own safety, let's just move on to something else then, okay?
For your own safety, let's just move on to something else right here.
I worry about it because it's obvious.
Well,
yeah.
It's for your own good. Anyways, right.
Anyway, okay.
I'm just saying, Reggie, be careful, Reggie. When you and here's the thing,
even if I did talk and said anything to you, I'm sure Greg Kading and them and all of them got that information, and so they had that information in their file.
Let me tell you this right now.
Greg Kading, the same person who was saying that CS2back wasn't CS2back, but then got caught out there speaking in code like this right here, that if you're not paying attention to what's being said, you're going to miss it. Because some people watch this and didn't pick up on it. Some people like, oh, well, they didn't say that he was. Are you picking up what's being put down? Are you hearing what he's saying to him? Are you sure you want me to do that? Because I'm trying to protect you. It's best that we just move on from here. I'm trying to protect you. He's thinking about his safety. You don't protect and try to think about somebody's safety unless. Finish the sentence in the chat.
Right now. Okay? If I had a 137 source, not just for this Biggie case, but for all the other cases that I've worked, those documents would not get handed over to an LAPD officer. Period.
Not
I just
even
got done. Hold on.
Okay.
I just got done telling you we would not even provide that information to a judge. Okay? So there's certain, now also when there's certain files are restricted, okay? That doesn't mean that just anybody, that means any FBI agent even could go in and say, take a look at another FBI agent's case file. Period. It's a need to know basis. You're under this assumption, and again, Reggie, this is where you keep making this mistake. You're assuming things that are just wrong. You're assuming that any FBI agent or anybody that's been deputized as an FBI agent is going to have access to all FBI cases. That is incorrect.
So not every agent is able to get into these files, especially the ones that have 137 sources on them. Those files are sealed.
Period. It is. Okay? So what I'm saying, it's probably in your best interest that we move on to something else. You can trust me or don't trust me. It's not, because it's, you know what? It's no skin off my back. But I think we can now agree that, yes, you have met with me. Yes, you have talked with me. Yes, I've met with your father. Yes, I know what your background is. In fact, I mean, in some of these other interviews that you've done, you keep saying, like, Bill Carson doesn't know shit about me. I've never met the guy. That's wrong, isn't it?
This is
That's
the first that
wrong.
I hear that, and if you, I remember LJ, and if you said you was his partner, then I met with you.
Okay.
But he did have somebody with you.
Okay, we should call. Okay, I think we'll move on.
Are y'all ready to spin? Are y'all ready to spin? Let me get comfortable. Let me put my feet up because we about to spin so good. Exactly. The person whose case it is, those files stay with that person. You cannot, everybody cannot go into those files. Everybody cannot have access to that. So now here you have this recorded conversation that this right here has been out for a year. So people have heard. But let's remind. Let's spin. I like to spin. Reggie Wright and his father were talking to the FBI, right? Right. Reggie Wright is always trying to protect and correct Wack 100, right? Right. They're very, very tight. Reggie introduces Wack. Reggie is Wack's handler, which is why Reggie can say whatever he want to say to Wack or about Wack and get away with it. Wack won't ever go too far with Reggie because Reggie can take him all the way down. He has introduced Loose Cannon to Reggie Wright. Has he not? Who was on the phone with Wack when Wack called Reggie? Was it 600 and Loose or was it just Loose? I can't remember. They all snitching. Reggie Wright started snitching when Tupac got unalived, which is why he keep going back to that case trying to throw information all the way around. But there's a gentleman by the name of RJ who has a channel called Tupac Assassination. If you are a Pac fan, I suggest you go follow RJ and tell him Henny sent you. Go check out his stuff. Go check out his documentary. They say it in the documentary that Reggie Wright was working with the FBI. He has the caseload. Who was the guy that passed away that was working the case? It wasn't Greg Cadence. Who was it before? Shoot. Hold on. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Hold on. Russell Poole, I believe is who it was. He inherited, when he died, he left all of his files for Tupac to him. Go follow him. Let me pull his page up so that y'all can see it. This is it right here. Tupac Assassination Channel. Make sure y'all go follow. Y'all see I'm subscribed. And this is RJ. Right here. And he does videos. He has a couple shorts up. And he has lives. But what he also has is paperwork. He got paperwork. He tells you his story. So when y'all have some time, your faves aren't live, no matter who your faves are, they aren't live. There's, you got a little bit of time, his lives are up there. He talks about Keefe D. He talks about all of this stuff, okay? Some of his lives can be almost 3 hours long. Some of them are an hour long. Some are 30 minutes long. But he has a documentary that's up. Yes, Edna. Go watch the documentary. He got a lot to say. And Reggie was talking about him because he was exposing Reggie. So this thing goes deeper than just where we at right now and goes further back. But I'm quite sure because, I've been on Wack, but I ain't been on Wack like for years. But this thing runs so deep, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. When you start peeling back the layers of this like an onion, you start seeing it. I watched it and he was the only one saying that there were witnesses on Pac's case. Facts. He even did an actual reenactment of things. And I ended up dipping out of the live, but I caught him live. I believe, was it the last time he was live? No, it may have been 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 days ago? He gave a thanks to Gene Deal.
Yo, I just had to die.
It was a white Cadillac. It was a large Cadillac. I thought it was like an Eldorado. I feel it was a two-door. Well, she got that wrong. I see the taillights. It was not a late model car. And you see again, Frank
I came in later.
The taillights, they had fins. Create a lot of doubt in terms of whether or not there was a single shooter, Orlando Anderson and Keith Davis, and they were in the car and they did the only shooting that there was, because how do you account for 15 to 20 rounds? I mean, that's, sorry, you empty a clip.
Paperwork.
You have to reload, start shooting again.
He has paperwork.
Volleys, but that Cadillac, I just have...
Go follow RJ. I agree with you, baby doll. It's a lot of secrets in the industry. It's a lot of secrets in this industry. Y'all follow him. He's exposing stuff in this case. By the time you finish with RJ, some of the stuff that you heard will be confirmed And you're going to learn some new stuff too. Because he has the files. He ain't no police officer no more. He's a regular schmegular guy like you and I now. And he's exposing everything that Russell Poole had. And y'all know Russell Poole was onto some ish because he was upsetting the police department. And the reason I'm talking about this and I'm talking about his channel and I'm bigging him up the way that I am is because me, I'm a why type of person. I'm a thinker. I like to analyze situations and not just go with popular narratives as well. And I've run with some popular narratives, but I got to get back to me and how my brain works and not running stuff what's going to be appeasing for the numbers. That's not what got me numbers. Trying to blend in with the masses is not what got me numbers, and that's not what got me to where I am right now. Where I am right now is lost in the sauce. Because I stopped staying true to my brand and how I do things. I research. That's why when I would come out and do stuff, I would be tardy to the party a lot of times because I was busy deep diving, putting stuff together before I came out and spoke. Now it's trying to put stuff out so that I can hit the trend and hit the... No. I am a trend. I am a sector all in myself, as is everybody else. And I have to do what my style of journalism is, not what's best for everybody. That's why when I would come out, it would be impactful and it would do numbers. Because when I came out, I did my homework already. But somewhere along the lines, I got caught up in, I gotta try to get a viral moment. No. You want to know what's viral for me personally? Any video that hits 5,000 is viral for me. Fuck the internet. That's viral for me. When I get a 5K video, I know I did something right. Like when I did that Brick Baby video, that shit did 6 point something K views. That was viral for me. And it wasn't just because I talked about Brick Baby for the first time ever. It's because of the way I sliced and diced that thing. Even on that video, I got to slice that video in half because I even came and brought y'all the information about the other people on the case. I gave y'all information on them based off of court documents. That's what I do. So I got to get back to what I do. I can do what others do, but I got to get back to what makes Henny who Henny is and what her channel is. So that's what y'all are about to start seeing. Sorry, I might be late. I might be tardy to the party with some of the things that I do. But trust and believe me, when I come to the party, pull up. Because the bar is always open. I started these spiked coffee conversations to think tank with y'all. So y'all could see where my mind is with this. I could talk with y'all. We could chop it up right here. It's intimate. It's the morning time. Let's start the day off right with some coffee and a little conversation. Not too much content, a little bit of content sprinkled in here or there. But for the most part, let's chop it up and have a meeting of the minds first thing in the morning. Then I'll go on and do my content. Because y'all have some other stuff that I'm about to start introducing to you guys. This is a channel, right? We about to be a channel. We about to be a channel. Yeah. And I think y'all gonna like it. At least it's gonna be an accurate and with facts. Listen, and even when I'm wrong, if I have something wrong, I have no problem with coming and saying, you know what? I was wrong on that. That wasn't accurate information. Here's the accurate information on that. You know why? Because I'm human. And I'm not always going to get it right. I am susceptible to error just like everybody else. I could be running with something and have all the proof that makes it seem like it's this. And then turn around, and find out that it's not that. Hell, I've called out the neighborhood talk and said that they was wrong on something and had to go back and apologize for it because it turns out that they weren't. I don't have a problem with admitting when I make a mistake. But those times of me having to apologize are far and in between, because I try to make sure that when I speak, I don't speak out of turn. And when it's something that I don't feel my opinion should be involved in, I don't give my opinion, I just give the story. When it's a story that my opinion is not going to help, I'm not going to give it. If I can't give you with full knowledge of what I'm talking about, I don't like to talk about it. And see, that's what happens when you get caught up in trending topics and trying to keep up with what everybody else is talking about and trying to be the first. I always had this saying, fuck first. I want to be the best that I can be at doing what I do. Accuracy means more than being the first. I know it takes that type of thinking a little longer to catch on, but people catch on. I respect all of the channels that move with integrity and aren't moved by the algorithm. I respect all of those people that sit down and do their due diligence. I mean, really do due diligence and make sure that their information, it comes out and it's impactful and it's meaningful. And it's something that people go back and watch. I have videos that people still go back and watch to this day, where I get notifications that somebody's on a video that I did 8 months ago, a year ago. Whoa, y'all still watching that? Yeah, they still watching it. That's what I strive to be. Thank you, baby doll. And I'm going to keep digging into other topics. I'm not trying to box myself in. I'm trying to spread myself out. You feel me? But anyway, I'm going to be dropping the SKG video separate. I will also chop up the Big U indictment so it's in its own video. Nah, I'm going to leave that one on the live. But I'm going to chop up the SKG and the Dale Morrison, because those are towards the end of that video. And I know when it's long videos, sometimes y'all don't sit and watch the whole video because y'all get ADHD, something else, ooh, shiny, oh, this one. I know, because I get ADHD. I'll be coming on here to get a clip and end up watching about 5 or 6 lives before I get the clip. That's why I got to have somebody on the phone with me sometimes when I'm working, so they could be like, Henny, focus. I be squirreling too. Make no sense. Keefe D was a suspect in 1996, but only now behind bars. So why prosecutors give him some type of limited guarantee then, but now in process of being prosecuted on confession? That Keefe D is a slippery slope now. The Keefe D indictment, I will let y'all know, it is just like the complaint, except they changed some things around. They added some stuff. They took some stuff out. But it's 75 pages versus 107. So I read all 75 from beginning to end. I read it all. Yeah, Wack was supposed to be getting him out, but after they deemed him a liar in court, that ain't happened no more now, did it? Once he saw that them people was digging into his finances and that he couldn't run them little slick ass games that he be running, he couldn't run circles in them courtrooms. That didn't happen. You don't hear no more about Keefe D. When you hear Wack yapping, I want y'all to hear in y'all heads, rambling nonsensically, because that's what they said in the Nevada court, that he rambles nonsensically, meaning he just talks because he got lips, and that he gives morass of false statements. A morass of false statements is a fancy way of saying he's a liar. So I want y'all to hear that when he's talking. He rambles nonsensically with a morass of false statements. Thank you, girl. They not mine. They, you know, I'm getting used to them being short because I can still function. How much you want to bet they are investigating him now and his funds because of that? I would hope that they are, Ellie. Is it Ellie or L? Is it one or two? Ellie or L? Let me know because I don't want to miss say it. L. Ah, L is in the building. I'm starting to think people still got to snitch even if you got the police on payroll. Man, look, you ain't got the snitch, but he be snitching. Okay. And nowadays, somebody asked, do snitches still get stitches? No, they get paychecks now. Hmm. They get paychecks and time cuts and time served. I actually think, my daughter said something to me that she saw a post that said, the older you get, the shorter your nails get. I like the long ones. Don't get it twisted because I like the clack, 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 clack. But that's only for like a day or two. Then they got to come down because it's too long. I ain't got to worry about bumping, banging, breaking. Right. They're federal employees now. They don't get stitches. They become federal employees. Yours have gotten longer. Shell said, no, 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 no. Mine went the opposite way. Okay. They've gotten longer. I've learned. I had them long nails for vacation. Oh man, when the vacation was over and he took my nails off, I had cracked two of my nails down the center. The nails was hurting bad too when I hit them. And I was like, nah, I do too much. I do too much. But y'all know with my long nails, I used to be typing on the computer. They'd be like, how do you do that? I just can't. I might get them a little longer though. This is a little too short for me, but I like the functionability of the shorter nails. I heard they do got a snitch just on their ops. I get compliments all the time from mostly men. Yeah, you know why? Because they call them dick rippers. When you and if you it look real good when you it's not late night at the bar, Henny. Oops, my bad. My bad. We gonna just skip past that conversation, but I want to say something so bad. I'm gonna say it. We already here. I'm finna just say it. That's like when a man says you have nice eyes and nice lips. It's the vision that they have of the eyes and the lips. I'm just telling you what I know from my brothers, not my blood brothers, but also my peoples. Because I told you I grew up with dudes, so that's how I know what them compliments really mean. So when somebody be like, "Oh, you got nice eyes," I'll be like, "Do I? I got nice eyes? Yeah, I bet. Nasty, you little nasty." Yes, LB skirt. You little nasty. What you thinking about? I like your eyes. Get that thought out your head, you filthy nasty self. I don't even do them things. See, look, pretty eyes and a rocking bod. See, Look, y'all got me cutting up in the morning. You see, the men ain't really talking because they know I'm telling the truth. Sorry, fellas, but they got to know. I appreciate your honesty. What you mean what the lips do, girl? You know what them lips be doing. They be mouth mopping. That's a lie. You can say, let me shut up. We not going there. See, I done got y'all started. Men, I'm going to tell you this, though. When we be like, you got nice lips, we saying it for the same reason. I be thinking, okay, we got coded language as well. He said, I don't want to hear this. Go cook. Whatever. There, now I done put everybody's secrets out. Now we even. Now we even. So the next time one of us say, ooh, you got some nice lips, just know we have evaluated them. They look nice and soft and sittable. I'm getting off this live. I'm not doing this because we on YouTube. We ain't even in a purple live on Instagram or in members over here. We out in the public, okay? We out in the public with this, and people is hearing us talk. Well, they hearing me. They not gonna see you on the replay in the comments, but they gonna see me. Naughty coffee break. Child, listen, we getting ready to get off this coffee break. We about to get off this coffee break. This conversation done took a turn, and it done went to the far left. I was about to say this purple live beer. Not coffee to spike. Baby, I ain't. Don't judge me because I ain't said nothing. I ain't told not one lie, though. And if we say you got nice eyes, we saying it for the same reason, too, because we could see it. We can see it. Ooh, child. Thank you, Austin. Oh, do I need to start a bar talk confessions? Girl, don't be airing that out over here. I'm not about to read that out loud. Girl, you got a little too personal real quick. But anyway, y'all. Right, dear Henny. Y'all should do a dear Henny. I should do a dear Henny. Huh? Dear Henny confessionals. Y'all inbox me, y'all innermost secrets, and sign it anonymously, or email me. Miss Pammy that lost a whole file in the computer. Whole, not whole file in the computer. Cue the Moesha music. Dear Henny, I've been holding back a secret from my man. Child, y'all would probably drive me crazy. I don't know if I should do that. Anyway, y'all. Hey, sweet and salty. I'm about to go, though. I'm about to go, girl. You gonna have to catch this replay because I got works to do. I got Henny Legal. We about to do something for y'all. I just wanted to clarify for Miss Pammy what she said because the type of conversation we was having, I didn't want her to catch no stray. Okay? She says she lost a whole file. Not a whole file. Miss Pammy, let me find out you got the whole facts over there. You got the whole facts is faxing? Nah, they probably like, what's she watching? You need to tell them. Y'all need to tap into Hennessy reviews, honey. First thing in the morning, we gonna get you right over here at the bar. We gonna spike your coffee just a little bit. I was watching on my TV, dying laughing. I had to jump in the chat. See, I knew it. Papa just said, I'm watching from the TV, but now that y'all talking spicy, let me come over here and see what y'all saying, huh? I was just giving up some secrets, you know. I was giving up some secrets. I ain't gonna lie. Telling about them eyes and that beard and them nails and them lips. What everybody be saying. Child, I got to go inside. Let me tell y'all something. This Florida heat, I got to hurry up and get my air conditioning up in here. It don't stop. It just don't stop. Y'all see it. Y'all hear it. This is my other phone ringing. I bet I know who it is. Oh, no, I don't know who it is. Anyway, all right, y'all. That's going to do it for this edition of Spiked Coffee in the Morning with that girl, Henny. I will see y'all in the next video. Remember, love is always love, and love is always love. Would it be? No. Love is always love. And remember to vibe high so that bullshit don't stick. And I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Peace, y'all. We out.